He's in the swarm, he's going to try and go in the column, so if I make a big gap, it will just be a joust. How it worked out? Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Sam versus Chris, with Chris running the same Imperial list as he ran last game. Sam, by popular demand, is running Blue Ace again. Blue Ace paired with Nunb, Jess Pava. So you've got a PS 5, 3 and 7 on the Imperial, on the Rebel side. And just to walk everybody through the Imperial list, we've got Major Reimer in the TIE Bomber with Snapshot and Tactician, Lightweight Frame, and TIE Shuttle. Countess Ryad running Push the Limit, Twin Ion Engines, and the TIE X7. And the last ship in the lineup, Lieutenant Kestal, with a Crackshot, TLT, and Lightweight Frame. Running you through the Rebel list, Blue Ace has Flight Assist Astromech, Advanced Optics and Auto Thrusters, 9 Nunb with Stay on Target, Flight Assist Astromech, Pattern Analyzer and Auto Thrusters, and Jess Pava with M9G8, Advanced Optics and Auto Thrusters. Rock's just going down, so nearly all of them placed now. I think we're on the last rock. Fairly well clustered on one side of the table, so plenty of open space on the other arm, although Sam's just decided to go and prove me wrong by putting the debris on the other side of the table. So Chris has initiative, so Chris placed the first rock, and we've got Jess Pava going down first for Sam. Cool. Okay, so that's Jess on the baseline of the centre of the table. Now it's down to Ryad down first, then it will be the rest of the Imperials to go down before Sam places. No, actually we've got PS5, so we've got Ryad going down first, then Blue Ace, then it'll be the Imperials, and back to Rebels.
These are the wrong way around. Pattern Analyzer should be on Nien, I'm not sure if that's how.
Yeah, that's how you've got it listed on the list.
Yeah, that's right.
So Sam currently contemplating where Blue Ace is going to start.
Sorry mate, it's right for you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, cool. 2 X-Wings for you.
Come get it.
Okay. Chris opting for a fairly similar deployment to the last game, just having switched around the positions of Kestal and Reimer. Sam now placing the last pilot, which is 9 Nunb. Not one of the more common T-70 pilots that you see, but the same can be said of Blue Ace. So, game's underway. So, first round of dials going down shortly.
Oh, the time's already started. Oh my god, he's a taskmaster.
It starts when you put the rocks down.
Does it? Not like that.
Greg, last game ended with me getting absolutely wiped out by Chris, very handily, so 100-0. So all dials now seem to be set, so just about to go into the activations.
It's good because I'm deaf on Sean's side, so I can't quite hear it.
So Jess out of the blocks with a 2-bank or a 2-bank,
So
and a target lock
90, yeah.
onto
So you can re-roll 1 dice.
blue ace.
Cool. All yours, man. You've got Ryad.
So Ryad opening up with a 4 straight. And focus evade. No push to limit at the moment.
Cool.
Over to blue ace now. So going out with a 1 straight to start.
Forward. Flight assist.
Flight assist astromech kicking
so
in.
Free boost.
And waiting to see whether he boosts or barrel rolls.
Going to do the blue ace boost. Oh god. Fat fingers. And then focus. Cool.
Okay, so back over to the Imperials now. So opening up with Kestal, also doing a 4 straight. So looking at a barrel roll now towards the debris field. Doesn't fit. And just goes with a focus. Now on to Reimer, another 4 straight, so keeping the original deployment formation. And focus.
Okay, yep.
Over to 9 now. Also out of the blocks with a 4 straight.
Target lock.
So out of range for a target lock.
Boost with
So
flight assist.
Flight assist boost.
And then try and target lock.
And still out of range for a target lock.
All good.
So that looks like end of the first round, so just
stay on.
clean up now. Target lock stays on from M9G8 and the focus stays with advanced optics. Sounds like Sam's having a slight dilemma about his next move. And Chris deciding to change a couple of his dials. Clearly the psychological warfare is in full effect. And Sam doing some hasty research on the manoeuvre dials of the Imperial ships. And just about see the shuffling through the cards. If you look closely under Sam's name, you can see all those little cards going rapidly through his hands.
Oh mate, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, we're approaching a crisis now, we can't find the right ship. Dials oh no, dials back again. And yep, it's back again. So I think we're set. So starting with Jess. So Jess doing a 1 bank.
So
Checking for a target lock.
Checking for integrator, whatever it's called, the targeting one. So it gives her a free. Nope, she hasn't got it. That was cheeky. She's been able to check that. So I'll just leave it there, I guess.
So you check for target lock, effectively.
Yeah.
Get measured.
Don't have it anyway, but I was checking for flight assist, which she doesn't have, so I need to remember that.
Cool. So Jess taking a focus.
Hang on, man. I think that's what I want to do. No, it isn't. No, I'm not going to. Well, I've got to, really, haven't I?
Yeah.
Right. That's great.
Okay, so Jess coming in for the boost instead of the focus.
Cool.
So Ryad moving forward with a 3 straight. Not choosing to turn that into the K-turn. Free evade.
Focus action.
Focusing.
Push the limit.
And doing push the limit for a target lock on Jess.
Okay.
Moving on to Blue Ace. So Blue Ace moving out with a 3 bank.
What do you play? No. Alright, so then no one in the dark.
Checking for the flight assist. Doing the boost. Blue Ace's boost is using the 1 hard. So you can choose to use that instead of the bank.
Target lock.
And going for a target lock on Ryad. Over to the Imperials now, and going with Kestal first. So Kestal going with the 4 straight. And Kestal took the focus, and Reimer going with the 1 bank and avoiding the rock. Chris just considering his action and goes with a focus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 3 bang.
So moving on to 9 now.
3.
So Sam just looking at his options with stay on target.
I'm going to change that to 2. Just a 2 bank instead.
Okay, so he's changed his 3 bank deck up to or down to a 2 bank. Now makes that manoeuvre a red manoeuvre. Doesn't trigger Snapshot from Reimer.
So I will. So that's a red manoeuvre, but he's got pattern analyzer, so he doesn't take it until the end of all of this. So he can take an action, which I will target lock. Ryad.
So Sam taking a target lock on Ryad.
Then I won't get the stress.
I'm just checking to see whether there's a trigger for Nien's ability.
Yeah, in arc is out. So it takes the stress.
So not clearing that stress.
Okay.
Okay, shoot on.
Yeah, so you're first.
Hot shot.
So opening fire from Chris now,
Ooh, dice.
and Chris taking a shot on 9. Looks like range 3. 2 dice. And that's a blank and a focus, just considering whether to spend that focus to make it into a hit.
Right, going for it.
So that's a miss.
So-
Yeah, Chris electing to keep that focus token.
It's not range 1, is it?
No.
So you get an extra evade. You haven't got any modifiers
Except auto thrust.
except your I can cancel that shot. No, I can get rid of all your things before your modifier.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if you spend your focus, you can.
Yeah, I'll TLT in.
Okay, so
into
taking the TLT shot
Saying that's still
onto 9.
Closest would be there.
Laser.
Just checking to see whether there's an obstruction.
Oh, very close to it is.
And it, okay, so that's an obstructed shot now, coming from TLT, so first shot coming in. And the first shot is a hit, a blank, and a focus.
Not spending it.
Well, you just drop it.
Hmm?
I'm not going to modify it.
No.
First shot this.
So that's a miss for the first shot from the TLT with 2 evades and a blank.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Second shot coming in, and that's looking like 2 hits and a focus.
So you're going to spend your focus to cancel them?
Yeah, have to.
Yeah. Okay, so it takes a hit. Oh, I might need some shield.
So that's 1 hit going through on 9. So down to 2 shields now.
Cool. What's next? So that was your 7s. So,
I took focus off him, sorry.
that's right. So
It's your 7 now.
So Nien into Ryad.
Yep.
That's going to be obstructed, isn't it? The last one was.
Yeah. Oh.
So it's
Put you
looking
in front, yes, yeah.
looking like a range 3
That
shot.
line,
Yes.
but
And just was trying to work out whether
yeah, cool. So
that shot is obstructed. And it looks like it is. And the reason why that damage went through on 9 was that Chris spent the Lieutenant
that's
Kestal's
right.
ability to spend his focus to cancel Sam's focuses and blanks, so he couldn't use his auto thrusters.
yeah,
So that looks like 2 hits from 9 going through onto Ryad. So Chris with all the dice.
oh, he's got to spend something.
And he has to spend something to avoid the attack. So at the moment, Chris has got 1 evade, 1 blank, and 3 focuses. So we'll see what he chooses to spend.
Take shield.
And Chris opting to take the damage there.
Right, nice. Alright, your shot.
Okay, so it looks like we've got shot from Ryad into Jess now, so that's a range 1 shot, so we're on 4 dice coming in now. So, spending a target lock now, because that's just a crit so far.
That's unfortunate.
So, ended up with a hit and a crit, which is pretty unlucky, and Jess pulling out the double evades.
Okay, so blue ace into Ryad.
Now fires blue ace into Ryad, that's range 2.
What's he got on it?
So 3 dice coming in. Initial roll is hit, focus, and blank. Going with M9G8 to re-roll the blank, and it rolls into another blank. So now it's a case of do a spend the focus, and Sam spends the focus for 2 hits. And Chris's roll looks like a blank, a focus, and an evade. He chooses to spend the evade token, so taking no damage from that shot.
More than much. She sorted everyone else out and not sorted us out. So use Jess's ability. She's got 1 pal nearby, so one reroll.
Jess's shot on
I think
Ryad now.
It was a focus that landed into it, so just a crit.
So that's a hit crit now from Jess, range 1 shot into Ryad.
Oh, mettle, wow.
And that was 2 blanks and a focus, so Chris spending the focus token takes the shield.
Back on form with dice.
Chris's dice coming back to usual form, and I'm not bitter at all, no. It's nice to see when dice even out though, isn't it? Okay, so back to dials now. So this will be the 3rd turn of the game.
Push the limit? Yes.
Okay, so it looks like first dial going down now. Okay, so we've got Ryad's dial now set. And now unset.
On dial.
And now set again.
Type on dial.
And it seems that Ryad decided she'd much rather play as a type bomber today. So Chris deciding that he didn't want her to have her wishes, so has taken that decision away from her. Sam's staring into the Death Star in the hope that there's some infinite wisdom in there, and Palpatine comes out and offers him some words of advice. That's the TIE Bomber dial down. And gone again. Okay, so it looks like we've got Jess's dial now set. TIE Bomber dial back. Blue Ace's dial set. That's the Rebel dial set. Okay, so we've got all the Imperial dials and all the Rebel dials, so we're just waiting for the players to be happy with their choices.
Okay, cool.
There we go. So,
no, not cool. Sorry. Oh my lord.
bit of a change.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so into round 3 now. So dials being revealed, and Jess is doing a 1 straight.
Okay.
So Jess taking the focus there. So Ryad to move next. So it looks like Ryad is pulling out a 3k.
Which is green.
Okay, so that's clearing the stress there, and Chris will get his free evade for the 3-speed maneuver. And that's a focus. And Chris pushing the limit now for a barrel roll. So he's barrel rolling towards the top of the table, as you see it. So that's Ryad left now with a focus and evade.
Okay.
So on to blue ace next. So blue ace going a straightforward manoeuvre and going to bump into the side of Ryad. So no actions there. Over now to the Imperials. So looks like Chris is opening up with Reimer first. And Reimer going for a 1 bank. So Chris going for the barrel roll now. And barrel rolling over to the right. Tucking in just behind Kestal.
Broken.
And breaking the peg.
Broken before.
So we have a slightly broken bomber, but he refuses to retire from the field.
Have you got a bomber?
I do have another bomber.
One on the case.
Might do it.
Replacing it.
Don't worry yet, I'm getting set.
Another bomber somewhere. Right, I'll do this one.
Okay, so Kestal next.
Can I grab it? You alright?
Kestal moving out with what looks like a 2 straight. And taking a focus.
Okay.
So Sam revealing a 3 straight manoeuvre with 9. Looks like he's avoided Reimer's arc. So using flight assist Astro and ends up with a 1 bank to the left. And taking the target lock on Ryad.
Cool. Your shots, man.
So opening up now with the Imperials and taking their first shots.
I hurt last time? Was on the front.
Nien.
In.
Yeah. They're rolling.
So it looks like Reimer doesn't have a shot at all this phase, so going to open up with Kestal. And taking shots at blue ace. It's like range 2, unobstructed, but it's secondary weapon. And that looks like a unfortunate shot, so focus on 2 blanks. Coming in with a second shot. A little bit better. Hit, focus and blank.
One of 8.
So Sam rolls a blank and focus, which means that Sam can't use his auto thrusters, so that's a shield off blue ace.
Okay.
I'm liking Kestal.
Yeah, it's interesting. Nothing from Nien.
Right, so
So no shot now from 9, nothing in arc.
Out the bomb.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now we're on to Ryad, taking a range 1 shot into Jess.